right, welcome to the PittsburgHER. Notice I sort of say her because we weren't sure how we were going to do that. We are back for another episode. So happy to be here. And thanks to Pittsburgh Magazine for this collaboration. Looking forward to actually the Pittsburgh Magazine Women in Business Awards is on May the 20th this year. And it is at the National Aviary. We were one of the only places who have a national aviary. So that's a pretty big deal. So hopefully you will join me there. I get to MC this time. Super excited for that. And on this panel, we have some really badass women who I'm excited to have conversations with. The burning question for right now. I know I said ASS. And Christy's going to make me put something in a jar. Yeah. I'm going to say tip
in a bowl.
In a bowl, yeah. I'm going to throw this out. Strawberry pretzel jello salad. The reason I say it is because it was served before we came out here, and there's a lot of different opinions. Sarah and I, although born and raised here, were not really brought up on strawberry pretzel jello salad, and that is a Pittsburgh staple. But the doctor says differently. She says her mother made it and it was a staple, correct?
Yeah, in many iterations. It got more popular. It's gotten a lot more popular, I think, in the last 5 to 10 years. So then she started making it more often. I think as kids it was ew, and then...
Sure. Like the texture, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was a textural thing. But now, I love it. But I do think that there should be pretzels on top.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah.
Because the pretzels on the bottom get a little soggy. You gotta put them on top.
It's true.
But big fan.
Yeah.
I love pretzel jello salad.
Did you have it as a kid though?
I did, but I think culturally, at the black cookouts, it was always there.
Oh, it was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was always there where I was. I mean, I loved it. I still do. So
I too like the salty sweet. I don't really crave sweets the way I used to do. But that's just something that I need to have every summer to make it feel like the summer. If I don't have it, just one year I didn't go to Kennywood. It was during COVID, and I felt like something was off, and that's what it was. So I need to have that. That's one my little ritual that I need.
Oh, Sarah, tell the story. Yeah.
Hard pass. First of all, it's not a salad. Let's start there. It's crushed. In case anyone is not from Pittsburgh listening or watching our podcast, it is pretzels. It is some sort of creamy situation.
Midwesterners are going to cancel this podcast.
Sure. I'm probably going to cancel. I'm sorry. And then Jell-O with strawberries. My mother-in-law said she was bringing this to a Thanksgiving dinner. I was 3 weeks postpartum with my second child. In my brain, she also makes a lovely strawberry spinach salad. And so when she said strawberry pretzel salad, I was imagining pretzel nuggets instead of croutons.
Sure.
And that's what I was like, great, green salad, checked off for Thanksgiving. She showed up with the strawberry pretzel salad made, bless her heart, my mother has celiac, so she made it with gluten-free pretzels, which actually people say is better because they're crunchier. They're crunchier so they don't get as soggy on the bottom. So I don't know, pro tip, try the gluten-free pretzels. But anyway, she walked in with this thing that I was expecting a spinach salad, and it was Jell-O, and I cried. Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of hormones.
Sure.
There was a lot going on.
Well, and just like other terms, they do say that it didn't necessarily originate here.
Right. I'm sure it didn't.
I'm sure not.
But Pittsburgh claims it, and it's the unofficial.
Mm-hmm.
The unofficial dessert of Pittsburgh.
I don't like any Jell-O though, to be fair. So
when you have a colonoscopy, the only thing you get to have is Jell-O and certain colors. Just want to let you know, you're not there yet.
I'm going to do the pill thing. I saw a commercial for it.
You don't just get to do the pill.
I'll have to call my friend who's a gastroenterologist and ask, but I do think that might be there are things you can opt into that are alternate to the actual scope up the butt, but that's still, I think, the easiest.
I think it's going to be mine and Sarah's mission to just randomly ask you questions and you don't even realize it. We're just going to throw in all of our... So
that's what most people do.
Anyway, so I remind you that every episode we are going to reach into we're going to call it a fishbowl. It's not even a fishbowl. And we're going to choose a topic because this is obviously all about women and women's topics and what we can chat about. So go ahead, Bria. Who's getting it or are you doing the honor?
I'll pass it to the, I'll pass it to the right since it got picked from the left.
There you go.
Time. My left.
Oh, Christy.
If this is a food topic, it's going to be definitely like
Rigged.
a
rigged
rigged bowl.
glasses.
Changes in Pittsburgh in our lifetimes, things we miss, like the O.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do miss Theo.
That's the perfect segue from strawberry pretzel jello. Gotta say, right? So,
What's the O?
Yeah, so Monica, who's one of our producers, is from Texas, so she is not aware of what the O
And
is.
she moved here after the O closed?
She did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sad.
Oh,
So sad.
So the O was a place in Oakland that
The
everybody,
original.
that everybody went
stands
to and thought the food was good because you were drunk, and so
Sure.
you went there.
Or a child.
And
I was a child.
I was a
Same.
young
And I
child
referenced
sometimes.
in the last episode that I'm the oldest of 8 kids, and sometimes my mom would just be like, I'm gonna go to the O. You could buy like a bag of French fries that was literally like a sack. It was huge, like a backpack.
Nice greasy
and she
brown
would just
bag.
rip open the greasy brown bag, put it on the kitchen table, and that would be like our dinner. And
Yeah.
I mean, not like on a special, like on a weekend. We would loved it. It was just like,
because my mom's gonna kill me if she thinks
Yeah.
that people think that
people
this
think that
is what
she's
we
feeding
eat.
us fries. My mom's an amazing cook. She fed us many nutritional, healthy meals. But we would be like, oh my God, Mom brought home fries. And it was huge. It was literally like the size of a giant Eagle bag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
don't
rip
even
it
think
open
they
and
had
eat them.
small, medium, large. They just kind
No.
of gave you a brown bag of fries
Like
that
a
were greasy.
full, massive bag.
Yeah.
I miss it. I miss it
Okay.
all the time. Now it's a taco place.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
been to it.
Christy,
No shade to
I
the
mean,
taco
being
place.
the resident foodie, what is your take on the O? Have you taste tested there enough?
I mean, I remember my first week at Pitt, I went into the O and some guy making the hot dogs hit on me and asked if he could read me his poetry.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm gay now,
Yeah.
so
Wait, are you just telling us that now? Is this breaking?
yeah, I'm coming out. Yeah, so that was a little. I mean, I thought I'm already getting guys like in my first week of school, but no, not good. But I miss the camaraderie at the O. Like drunk people at the O. It's just like I guess you could do that at like Permane Brothers, but now I'm 46 and I don't really do that anymore. But it was a fun thing to do, especially at the top of the O.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that? I don't know.
There was like
two
yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
top of the O. So it was pretty scary. But I'm actually interviewing another bar owner tomorrow, Gene from Gene's Place. He's a professor at Carlo. He's been there for 20 years. So those kind of places are dying, and that's why I like to write about them because they're fun. Like there's a little hole in the wall. I learned so much from Gene.
Yeah.
You know, and
God
get
love
a
Gene.
$1.75 old German. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Sarah, do
that.
you have any memories? I feel like no.
Do I have any memories? I do.
Or
They
of
go
something
back.
that's
Yeah, or anything.
around
Yeah, right.
anymore.
The Beehive.
yeah, oh,
Oh, that was a good one, right?
yeah, I saw Office Space there.
Oh, Office Space.
I don't know what that
I don't know what
It
that
was
is.
you don't know what Office Space is?
No, the beehive.
Oh.
Oh wait.
Wait.
Oh, you're too
Okay,
young.
Yeah, you're too
That's
young.
why.
It was in the
was-
strip, right?
It was on the south side.
Yeah.
It was like a
There's one in
coffee
Oakland,
shop.
too.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a coffee shop.
One stayed open longer, right? I think.
The one on the south
Coffee
side.
shop
stayed
on the
long.
south
Yeah.
side, yes.
But there was
Yeah, I
one
do
in the
remember
castle-looking
You're
building
right.
in Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
That
They had a
was-
movie theater in it.
Dave Rinaldo.
cool. Yeah.
David Rinaldo writes for the Jewish Chronicle. Is that his name? I don't want to
so.
screw it up, but he just wrote a book on
Yes.
the Beehive. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, a year ago, and it was. I mean, so many iconic things happened there.
Totally.
So there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, you just.
Yeah,
I
still
think
love it.
Jocelyn only knows because she's heard of it.
I
right?
do now in like my memories. I see it. Yes,
Okay.
and I think maybe one was there was one on the south side.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember going there in med school and
Yeah.
studying maybe because it was a coffee shop too.
Yes. And it was like
Yeah,
perpetual.
yeah,
It was
yes.
perpetually 1994, like all the time.
Always.
Yeah.
I think the South Side, Carson Street's still kind of that way.
I live on the south side, so this could also turn into a south side podcast. I have hope for the south side.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a great place. People need to look a little closer.
Yeah.
It's going through a bit of a transformation.
Yeah,
but
there's lots of things.
a lot of things happening, but
I love.
I think it's going to get there. The history of it's very interesting. The way, not to digress, but
No.
Lawrenceville, kind of was coming up when I was in med school because it was not doing well for a long time, and the South Side had to survive the steel, crash by becoming a nightlife area. And now people are like, what are we going to do with straight miles of of bars, and it is having now. It needs to have a wave. I don't know. We'll see. It's a great place. Very walkable.
Yep.
Houses affordable still.
I think that
I
that's
love
a
it.
testament to Pittsburgh in general, in the sense that, because, you know, you do hear certain generations like mine who, or beyond, who will talk about things that were in Pittsburgh, and people go like, that's why we're trying to move forward. But there is a nostalgia to it that I think people connect. You can't help it. That's why people still connect to Isley's or, you know, anything like that. Even Permante's. I mean, look how long Permante's has been around. And you don't always love the sandwich. I mean, let's get real. You had one.
Depends how fresh the bread is.
Right.
Yeah.
True. That's exactly right. Like, there's Pittsburghers, you know, I
love it though.
I don't.
I want Tony to
I
make
do.
my Permanente
Right.
sandwich. If
That's
Tony
right.
doesn't make
if it's
it,
not Tony, it's just not what it used to be. Used to.
true.
Yeah. Used to.
Go down to the strip district Permante's if you want to meet Tony. She's awesome. She's like this tall.
Yeah.
And whenever she came here from Italy, they had suitcases like packed with like sausage and just like stuff like that. So she's legit. I love her.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. That's a hot tip.
I have talked a lot about the Prima Donna restaurant, which none of you would know. Would you?
No, I do know.
Do you? Okay.
Yes.
So the Prima Donna was this amazing Italian restaurant in McKees Rocks, which people, you know, McKees Rocks gets a bad name as well. But being a North Sider, we would venture to the Rocks because it was just over the bridge. And we went for family dinners when, you know, my mother's Italian, so no one's sauce was ever as good. So
Sure.
why did we go to Italian places?
I have an Italian mom too, and it's the same situation.
You're like, don't eat it.
Right.
Don't order it. Why are we going there? But
Right.
nonetheless, for whatever reason, the Prima Donna, well, for many reasons, the Prima Donna did cut the mustard. So the other thing was, when my parents were going out, they were going to the Prima Donna, and we knew that that was like the happening place, because they had, you know, celebrities like Danny Aiello would just come into town in a limo and get out and go there.
Wow.
So my brother and I were like, yes, they're gone. You know, they're going to be gone for most of the night. So when they were having their outing at the Prima Donna, that was our fun night out. Yeah. So that's my miss.
Good thing you miss.
Yeah. Bria, what's yours?
I don't know.
Did
I
you
have
ever
to
go to
think
like
a little
Club
bit.
Laga or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, mine would be
music
like some
venues?
old bars or something that just don't exist anymore. I don't think I've been there.
Yeah, I don't know. That was
But-
like cool when I was in
Donzies.
high school.
You're too young.
Yeah,
Chauncey's.
I might be too young.
Too young for
No, I definitely think that.
I do miss the O though. I think
Shadow
that was
Bar?
really good. Shadow Lounge.
Shadow Lounge.
Yeah,
the Shadow
I'm here
Lounge.
for Shadow Lounge. I was here
Yeah,
for that.
alright.
I
Yeah.
do miss the Shadow Lounge. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
I will say that. I miss
That was a good
that.
one.
Lots of, up and coming musicians just came up through there. The homies right now, SMI, and just the homies that are still out here doing music and still doing things that are really cool all over the city. And the Shadow Lounge was just a really cool place to be. It was like the place to be for music.
Yeah.
Or if you were into music, just in general.
Totally.
You didn't have to be a musician. You could just be a music lover.
Right.
Somebody who liked an artist here. They would be there in a small, intimate show, and it was like really grunge. It was a cool
Yeah.
vibe.
Okay.
No,
Shout out to
like
the
places
Shadow
like that, like
Lounge.
Club Cafe is gone too.
Yeah, Club
Yeah.
Cafe.
It's like that sucks.
It was interesting to me when Club Cafe closed, because so many musicians, comedians, performers in general just came out talking about their first time ever performing there. Specifically, I remember seeing Clinton Clegg, say one of his records, that he did a song, specifically remembers doing the song from there. And I think that it's sad that there's places that are closing, but I also think all of those places, unfortunately, they have their time. And you do realize that it's going to happen. And it's interesting to see, like, where does the next sort of wave go?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking earlier about the Etna-Sharpsburg area and how that's being built up. You're talking about, the South Side and how there's hope there. Look at what Lawrenceville was. No one ever believed that
Oh my
Lawrenceville
gosh.
was going to be.
My parents still talk about it every time they go down. Like, my brother has a bar in Lawrenceville, and they're just like, I wish you guys could remember what this used to be like.
Right.
Every time they go to Butler Street and some bougie place opens, my parents are like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
This is insane.
It is so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all getting, these great, great places. There's one place, and I know this is sort of off topic, but again, in Sharpsburg, closer to the Etna area, but love Katie Distilling.
Sharpsburg,
Love,
yep.
is it Sharpsburg?
I think I've heard of them.
I love it there. So I had seen it on Instagram, I believe, Chrissy Costa, and she was doing some stand-up comedy there. It is this tiny little place, but you go in and it's like all in black and white. She shows only like I Love Lucy movies and like those kinds of throwbacks. And she's a distiller and she makes the absolute best espresso. We just had it for a tailgate. Phenomenal. I mean,
It's Pittsburgh's first LGBTQ owned distillery as well.
it's Pennsylvania's first.
Pennsylvania's first.
How about that?
Wow.
So
Look
Katie's
at us,
great.
PA.
So yeah, Katie, it's a love letter to her wife Jen.
Yeah.
They're beautiful people.
Yeah, it's a super, you should totally check it out because it's something that like you hope, that it does stick around because there's just so much character. And
And right next door is the Brinery, which is an excellent.
Yeah.
For
I heard
really
that's good.
trippy.
do they still have the food truck?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I mean, go there and like the biggest, drippiest. If a sandwich is really messy, it's the best. And theirs is the messiest and it's the best.
Okay.
Messy
There you
sandwiches.
go.
That's my thing.
All right. You heard it here.
Sarah and I are going to like sneak food questions in as often as we can.
Oh, yeah.
There's help after they eat all the stuff I recommend. They can talk to you.
Right.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah. Happy to do it. I'm going to go to eat all the places you recommend.
So obviously it's always great to reminisce about Pittsburgh places and it's so amazing to talk about places that are coming in. Are there any female businesses that we talked about this before, businesses that you are aware of that are coming up that you want to give a shout out, sort of like the Love Katie? Anybody off the top of their head?
There's a new, sorry to be.
No, you know it.
There's a place in Bloomfield, which Bloomfield is getting restaurants left and right.
Sure.
A brothmonger's there. And next week I'm interviewing someone. Dad's Dogs and Burgers is opening there. Nothing Man's there. Linnea Green Market. If you go into Linnea Green Verde Market and Bloomfield, Gina is awesome. Just Gina, walk in there. She has been in the produce business for a long time.
She's been there for a long time.
And like her parents and her.
It's
her
a market, just like a
Yes.
Okay.
And it looks like a plant store because it's like
Yeah, there's so many plants out front. Have you ever
Yeah.
noticed it? You drive
It's
down Liberty
on
Avenue.
right on Liberty.
Okay.
So you'll see all the plants and go in there and like they have the best produce.
Yeah.
And her she was related to the guy with the big handlebar white mustache and Sal Morante. He was a Oakland staple.
And also, isn't Morante's like right down
Yes.
the block, like her sister?
Yes. And
Okay.
it's like right. So
Oh,
yeah,
I know where that is.
It's great. So
It's so important to shout
Liberty
out.
Avenue really is another one that has
it is. It's
wildly changed. My brother also like is part owner of Froggies. We're like there all the time, my family.
I just started Froggies.
Oh yeah, did you? Yeah, that's so funny. I hope well. But anyway, like I couldn't when he first did that. I was like, I don't know, like this stretch of road. There's not much here. There's like a tobacco store and like they're selling Virgin Marys over here. Like I don't know what's happening. And now it's so nice. There's like all these good restaurants. I was wrong.
They are.
Like, cigarettes and Virgin Marys were the only thing you could get on Liberty Avenue.
that's
And now
true.
it's like full of good
Now it's
restaurants.
full of stuff.
They used to be in Lawrenceville, that religious store, the Sacred Heart of Jesus store, and they got robbed at gunpoint. And then they moved to Liberty Avenue, and they've been there for a long time. But it's great. Like they gave me I collect nuns,
Of course.
I forgot you said that.
so yeah, they gave me one. It's playing a little trumpet.
I love that.
Anyway,
I hope their woman-owned business is thriving as well.
There you go. See how it's still around. So Pittsburgh, you can literally take a topic like that and turn it into, where we go. But in case you're just listening for the first time, it is a panel of 5 women. It's not a 5-panel anything. It's a panel of 5 women who have tons of opinions, as Sarah said, on all the things that are specifically happening that we know about in Pittsburgh, but beyond. Trending stories specifically that happen with women and things that we're really interested in. So I want to shout out a woman-owned business under my Velcroed table here, but my absolute favorite women-owned business is Yin's Lids. If you have not seen Yin's Lids, they are the absolute best duo you will ever meet. Started out by they did hats, customizable hats, and the entire brim is leather and they use a laser printer, and they've done everything from like a cityscape to
Cool.
like customizable. If you wanted a photo done,
Yeah.
redone, they
That's
can do it. And over the last probably 7 years, we've watched them completely grow their line of business into so many different things. So I asked them to make me coasters so that we can eventually have little things. So whatever your letter, there you
Nice.
go. So
Oh,
just pass
thank
it
you.
on.
Wow, these are really
So they're,
like
because look,
hefty.
you can open bottle
Oh
open
my
as well.
gosh. Oh yeah, these
That's
are really
awesome.
cool.
That's very cool. Do you know
with
that we
the
were
bottle
taught in medical
opener,
school
very cool.
that if you have a bottle
Very
opener on your
heavy.
keychain,
Cool.
that's a sign of alcoholism.
Oh, yikes.
Oh.
Well, that didn't go well. So
Was it chicka chicka?
at least it's not on a on the actual
This is so
keychain.
nice. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Oh my gosh,
Thanks.
it's my pleasure. So
This is not on a
Cool.
keychain, so it's fine.
It's, right, so I'm safe. So thanks again for joining us. Certainly are open to anybody who wants to give us some topics. We do have a full bowl full of unique conversation pieces, but if anybody out there wants to email, text, message, feel free to do so through Yajagoff or Pittsburgh Magazine, and we are happy to tackle any of those conversations. I think we're all good with that. Make sure you check out the Women in Business opportunity through Pittsburgh Magazine that's happening on May the 20th at the National Aviary. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.